Hi everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. Today I'm going to be sharing with all of you all about one of my favorite official, unofficial events at the Walt Disney World Resort, and that is Dapper Day. If you haven't been to Dapper Day, or maybe you are planning on going, haven't done one yet, maybe you've done it a couple times, you're still a little lost on how to make it the most successful that you can, you're in luck. I'm going to give you every tip and trick I know about how to make your Dapper Day the most successful it can possibly be. I do want to preface this with the tips I'm going to share with you today are primarily geared towards Walt Disney World Resort's Dapper Day, just because that's the one I have more experience with. You can take these tips for any of the Dapper Days, whether it be at Disneyland in California or Disneyland Paris. But I am going to be focusing mostly on Dapper Day at the Walt Disney World Resort. I have been doing Dapper Day for a long time now. It is one of my favorite things to do at Walt Disney World. Happens twice a year. We have one coming up very soon in the fall, and then we also have our spring soiree. It is pretty much just a time that we step out in style. We go to the parks, we take loads of pictures, we do some rides, and we just have a grand old-fashioned time. If you haven't done Dapper Day before and you're planning on it, definitely have fun with it. It is a great time. You meet a lot of fun people, but it can be a little intimidating on your first go around. Number one thing I definitely recommend doing is do your research. Go on Instagram and look up photos of what people wear. You're going to find a lot of really nice photos that might be a little overwhelming, and you're probably going to think, people can't possibly dress this way and go to Disney World. They do. We do. We go all out for this day. Do not be concerned about being overdressed. You probably won't be. This is a look your best kind of a day. Plan your outfits, plan your hair, plan your makeup, do your research and make a plan. That's number one. That is what's going to make your day most successful. Plan your outfits, plan your day, figure out what you want to get out of Dapper Day. If you want to go and just take a bunch of pictures, great. Set up spots as to where you want to go and take those photos. Two of my favorite spots to take photos in the Magic Kingdom are on the carousel of me riding side saddle on one of the horses. The other one I really like to do is in the teacups. Another great photo. Yeah, plan your day out. Figure out what you want to do. It's probably not the best idea to do some of the higher impact rides like the coasters, especially for keeping your hair and makeup reasons, but plan accordingly. With that, constantly be checking the weather radar. Florida has a mind of its own. It likes to downpour a lot, so plan accordingly. Just constantly check the weather, see what's going to be happening later on that day. You might need to take a hot second, take a break, go get food, go shopping, do other things that don't require you being outside. You may even go back to your hotel. It's really up to you, but plan accordingly, plan per the weather. Yeah. The other thing, going along with the weather, Florida has something known as humidity. But it's not just any humidity. It is ridiculous Florida humidity, and it sucks. So what I recommend doing, especially for hair, if you haven't been in an environment that has a lot of humidity, you're not sure how your hair is going to react, I definitely recommend putting your hair in some form of updo. Like I have my hair in a Gibson tuck right now. That's a great one to do, just because it's going to, well, one, it's going to get your hair off your neck. It's going to be a lot less hot that way. The other thing is that with humidity, if you're trying to do like really nice waves or curls, humidity might mess that up. For my hair in particular, humidity steams out any type of shape I attempt to put into my hair. Unless it is pinned into place, it's not going to stay there. Other people, their hair will just become one giant frizz ball. So unless you know how your hair is going to respond, I highly recommend putting it in some sort of updo. I have a couple of videos about how I do my Gibson tucks Other good ideas are French twists and little chignons. Personally, I have yet to find what is going to work for my hair with Florida humidity in terms of a down do, but it is something to bear in mind if you want your hair to stay flawless all day long. Hairspray, load up on the hairspray, and also updos do tend to work a little bit better. Be prepared. Guests are going to ask you why you are dressed up and why everyone is dressed up. In my experience, I had more people ask me the first time I ever did Dapper Day than I do now that I have done it a few times. I don't quite know the reason why. I think it's because the first time I did Dapper Day, I wasn't all that dressed up, and so I looked just a little bit more approachable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do still get asked, even though now that I do go completely all out, I know what to expect. But I definitely got a lot more questions the first time I ever did Dapper Day. So have just a quick 30-second to a minute speech spiel prepared of what Dapper Day is, why we do this twice a year, kind of like what it means for you, just whatever you want. But just be prepared. Guests do ask questions. They do want to know, oh my God, why is everybody dressed up? How do we not know about this? Is this a thing? Like, is there a party going on? And you can be like, yeah, it's super cool. It's Dapper Day. What? But just, it's something to be mindful of and something just to be prepared about. Other thing I recommend, again, sort of due to the heat and the humidity, I do recommend wearing pantyhose because chub rub is real. Shoes. You're gonna want to wear comfortable shoes. I know that kind of goes without saying, but you want to have comfortable yet cute shoes, especially for your photos, if that is your plan, is just to take a bunch of photos, which honestly, it's what you're going to end up doing. You're going to meet tons of people. You're going to want to take photos with each other. My recommendation, go to like DSW or TJ Maxx and get yourself a really comfortable pair of ballet flats. I have a pair that are aerosols that I wear that are super comfortable, but they look really, really nice. They're beige and they have like little gold buckles on them. I don't know where they are. I'm still in the process of moving, so I'm not quite sure where they are. But get yourself some really nice ballet flats. Aerosols, like I said, are a good brand. If you are insistent about wearing heels on Dapper Day, which, I'm not gonna lie, I typically wear heels on Dapper Day. Reason being, I grew up a dancer, so my feet do like heels a little bit better. I recommend ordering a pair of character shoes. Now, you don't need to go crazy, you don't need to get like the most expensive brand character shoes, but I do recommend getting something like that. Reason being, one, they're dance shoes. They are built to be stood in for a long period of time. Two, the heel isn't that big. They're usually only about 1 inch to 2 inches, so about yay big. And they are usually Mary Janes or T-straps, so they do already look a little bit on the more vintage side if you are going for more of a vintage style. So yeah, either really nice ballet flats or character shoes if you are insistent about getting heels. Another thing about Dapper Day, it is not all about going vintage. You don't have to do vintage and do Dapper Day. No, you don't have to. A lot of us do vintage attire, but you definitely don't have to. The whole point of Dapper Day is to go to Disney and look and feel your best. Do what's going to make you feel your best. If your best is, your favorite sundress and maybe ballet flats, that's great. Do that. Dapper Day is really just about stepping out in style, feeling your best, looking your best, and having a time where you can dress up and have fun. It's fun to dress up. If you don't get to dress up normally, Lord knows I don't, so I do it every single day that I can. It is kind of fun. That's really the point. It's to have fun. Last tip is to put together a kit of beautification products. Bring extra bobby pins. Bobby pins are like gold during Dapper Day. If a hair comes out of place, just pop a bobby pin in there. Last year, still can't believe I did this, but my hook and eye came out in my dress and I somehow managed to get a bobby pin to suck those two parts right back together. It's a good time. Concealer, just bring whatever tube of concealer you have. Right now I'm switching between the Kat Von D Lock-It and the Bare Minerals Bare Skin. This year I'm probably going to bring my Bare Minerals just because the physical tube is smaller, but who knows, I might bring my Kat Von D. I don't really know. Depends on what I'm going to wear that day. But whatever concealer you're using, bring it just for little makeup touch-ups. Also, I recommend getting a powder foundation. You can use a compact. It'll work similarly, but I just recommend a powder foundation. I think it just gives a little bit more coverage. Right now I'm using the Bare Minerals Blemish Remedy powder foundation. And when you're applying your powder foundation or your compact, whichever, I recommend getting a little kabuki brush like this one. I don't know where I got this one. It was probably like Target or TJ Maxx, somewhere like that. But the kabuki brush, just the way that they're made, it's really going to help buff out any odd makeup lines that are happening. It'll kind of blend everything together just a little bit better. I've had more success with fixing my makeup with my little kabuki brush than I have with the little sponge that typically comes with a compact. So definitely recommend getting one of these. Obviously, bring your tube of lipstick that you've been wearing, but my number one thing to bring in your little kit is a coffee filter. Why a coffee filter? Well, surprisingly, and this is a trick that I learned in college, coffee filters work wonders for removing sweat and oil off of your skin. They work better in my experience than the blotting strips that I used to buy, and these are light years cheaper. But what I like to do is I'll take just a couple of these, I'll just cut them into like the little triangles, like I would just cut down the sides, and then what I'll do is before touching up, I just blot it all over my face and then put my concealer and my powder foundation on. These guys work wonders. They really do work. This is just a hack that everyone should have for Dapper Day. So those are all my tips I have for you guys. If you have any tips, please feel free to comment them down below. I would love to hear them. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!